Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So for this video, I'm going to be doing an everyday natural drugstore makeup tutorial. Basically, it's just another drugstore makeup tutorial. It's going to be very simple and easy and quick. This is for anyone who wants to look put together, but you don't want to go full glam, you know, like I'm not doing no dark eyeshadow. It's probably going to be 2 or 3 colors on the lid, the face makeup and whatnot, you know. It's been a while since I filmed a video, so I apologize for that, but I'm trying to get back at it again, and so yeah, this face needs makeup, so let's get to it. Alright, so I'm going to start with the Instant Age Rewind by Maybelline. This is what I prime my eyelids with every day, and I am going to have to use a mirror. So I just put this as my primer, basically, and then I like to take my concealer brush. This is by Basanti. I got this in an Ipsy bag. And just blend that out. You can also use your fingers, which sometimes I would do. But I want to use this brush. I don't want to get concealer all over my fingers right now. So for the eyeshadow, I'm going to take this Walking on Eggshells by Wet n Wild. I think I've done a tutorial with this on my channel for sure. But this is the newer one, and I really like this light brown transition shade at the top. So that's the first shade we're going to go in with this Luxie blending brush. Make sure to tap off the excess. And I'm just going to run that in the crease. And I'm going to build it up probably about twice, I'd say. Okay, bam. And then for the lid, we're just going to take this white shade, white shimmery shade, using the same brush. This is a dual-ended brush, so just going to apply that on the lid. Keeping it super duper simple all the way to the inner corner. Bam. I'm trying to get used to this setup because I'm like back against the wall, and I'm usually, you know, if I'm sitting in my bed and I have my table right next to me, whereas right now my table is kind of further away, so like I gotta put everything in my lap kind of. So yeah, just brighten up the inner corner and put it all on the lid. And then I'm just going to blend those shades together. Make sure those are nice and blended. And I said nothing too crazy, and I meant nothing too crazy. But if you do have the extra time, you could do this step. So let me show you guys what I'm going to do. I'm just going to wipe this brush off on this color switch thing. You can get it at Walmart. It's the Instant Brush Cleaner by Whispers, whatever that is. I think they make Q-tips and stuff like that. So then I'm going to take the dark brown shade, and I'm going to take it on this brush. And I'm going to put this in the outer portion of my lid with the brush to begin with. And then I'm also going to take it up here. This brush is perfect for that. Like, the shape of it is perfect for applying color all on the outer lid and the outer corner. So I'm going to do that on the other eye, and then I will blend it. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the pink shade, and I'm just going to place the pink shade right in between the brown and the white, basically. Just to kind of give a gradient effect. And this pink shade is very light. I feel like their new palettes are nowhere near as pigmented as the other ones are, or were, which I don't like. I don't really prefer these new palettes. I do like the transition color, but I wish they wouldn't have changed the formula, like, at all. Alright, and then once that's laid down, I'm just going to go and blend one more good time. Make sure everything's blended seamlessly together. Bam. Yes. So simple, but so pretty. I love this look. If you could even call it a look. I mean, it's an eyeshadow palette. It's not a big one, but still, it's an eyeshadow palette, and it's affordable, and it's good. I mean, the formula is still good. I just prefer the old formula. Okay, and sticking with Wet n Wild, we are going to use Brulee, their single eyeshadow. This is the older one. I've heard the newer one is lighter, but I don't have that. I'm just going to take that on the same brush and apply that to the brow bone just to help clean up the crease colors and make sure everything looks nice and blended. I feel like I have to apply a brow bone color or the look doesn't come together as much. Like, it just looks better when I apply this, even though it's the same color as my skin tone, basically. Let's take this Maybelline Lash Sensational, and this is what I'm going to put on the lashes. Just the top lashes. And I am going to put something on my lower lash line, but I will do that after I apply my foundation and everything. Bam. See the curl it gives your lashes? I love this mascara. Yeah, so, time for foundation. So, I have two options for you. Normally, I would use my Rimmel BB cream, but I am almost out of this, and it seems like it's kind of a little too dark for me. I have it in light medium, which I swear is lighter than the light one, but I don't know. I don't know. It just seems like every time I put it on, maybe it's oxidizing because it's at the end of the bottle. I don't know, but it's almost gone, and I'm not going to use that today. I want a little bit more coverage just because of that guy. So I'm going to go in with this Wet n Wild Coverall foundation. Now, normally I would use the CoverGirl 3-in-1. That's my favorite matte foundation from the drugstore for my dry skin. But this is kind of like, it's thicker twin. That's the only way I know how to describe it, because it's like, it's kind of the same color. It's a good shade match for me. And it is also like long wearing and got the same amount of coverage. It's like a medium to full coverage. You could build it up if you'd like. This is an oldie but a goodie. And yeah. Before I do that though, we gotta put on some kind of primer. So I do not want to be super dewy today, so I'm just gonna go in with the Baby Skin by Maybelline and put that on my pores. So just take something like that. That's probably way too much, but whatever. And then we just put it, I put it right here and here. You can see it's smoothing out the pores. I put it all up under my eyes, basically, and my nose. Take whatever's left, put it down the sides, just where the big pores are. And it really covers those up. Does a great job at covering those. And then I take some more and put it on my chin. Especially with matte foundations, I find that they show my pores a lot more than like dewy foundations. So I always pump any foundation on the back of my hand. See, it comes out like a lot, like a glob. And since I am using a sponge, I'm going to use like 1.5 little squirts or whatever. If I was using a brush though, I would just use like maybe half of a normal foundation pump worth, if that makes any sense. But because I'm using the sponge, I can use more. Yeah, this stuff is like really thick. I don't really like that about it. I guess because it's more of a cream than a liquid. I don't know. And then whatever's left on the back of my hand, which is quite a lot, so maybe you don't need that much. I'm just going to leave it there in case I need it. And I'm taking this Eco Tool sponge. Now for concealer, and for concealer I'm going to use the Maybelline Fit Me in Fair. I will have all the products and shade names down below, as usual. I love this concealer. I thought I didn't really like it, and then I recently repurchased it. Like, I used to use it all the time. And I actually do really like it. The only thing I don't like is you have to go in here a lot to get the product, because it's got such a small applicator. Yeah, I think this applicator is smaller than most normal doe foot applicators. So I just put it under my eyes and down the nose when I'm doing my everyday makeup routine. And this really is a fast routine, you know, it's just always longer when you're doing tutorial style and you're talking and taking your time. But if I was in a hurry, I could make this 10 minutes for sure. See, the thing is, like, I be watching 10-minute makeup tutorials all the time, and they do more than I do, and I just don't understand. Like, I cannot do it, because I'm, like, picky, and, like, I don't know if I would say OCD, but I don't know, I just have to make sure everything looks, you know, perfect, basically. So, I think that's why my tutorials last longer, and, like, the 10-minute makeup routine, that really does take 10 minutes, would probably take me 20 minutes, like it is right now. But that's just me, I think, because I've seen several tutorials that do more than this, and definitely doesn't take on 20 minutes, so I think it's just how picky I am. Alright, so now moving on to bronzer, I'm going to go in with the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. And as you can see, I've definitely hit some pan. And I'm going to use my e.l.f. complexion brush. Yes, this is a complexion brush. And what I do is I just swirl it in there really good. Try to get the side that's got the product, since there's like none in the middle. And then I tap it off. And then for this part, I'm just going to have to use the View. Put it on the sides of my forehead. And I'm going to go in again with this. And I'm not going to tap it off this time. You just really bronze it up. And blend it out onto the forehead. Ooh, that bag just made it scared the shit out of me. And then on the cheekies, and then I push down harder to blend it. Yeah, know the drill. Then I like to take whatever's left and put it on the nose. And then I go in again for the cheekies. Just apply it right in that area. And then blend. And then this side, we can get some product on there. And once again on the nose. Then I take the brush long ways and like blend. I don't want to pull my hair down, which this brush will do. So I'm just checking to make sure everything looks even on the forehead and stuff. And as I've said before, I do not bronze down here or my neck because I feel like it makes my neck look dirty. I don't like it. I don't like the way it looks at all. So yeah. Okay. And my nose ring is sticking out. So now it's time for us to go into some blush. So I'm mopping off my blush brush because last night my 3-year-old wanted a makeover and I used a shimmery blush on her, and today I'm using a matte blush. So do not want shimmer. So, I'm going to use this Wet n Wild contour brush. This is like one of my favorite brushes of my whole brush collection. So much so that I have 2 of them. Alright, so I'm going to take this Steve Laurent blush. This is the only product that's not actual drugstore. I don't really know how much Steve Laurent is. I got this in an Ipsy bag. It's in the shade Rose All Day. It's just a really pretty matte pinky rose blush, you know. And I just want to use a matte blush today, so that's why I'm using this. Ain't that cool? It comes with a little mirror and the little Ipsy things. It's so cute. So yeah, Steve Laurent blush, Rosé All Day, or Rose All Day. I think it's Rosé All Day. And yeah, so if you have any rosy tone blushes, you can use that. And then I'll tap it off, super pigmented, and just put it on the cheeks. Sweep it back on the cheeks. It's just a really pretty, just pink blush, you know, nothing too special. Tap it off. There we go. I don't know why it isn't picking up on camera. It's a lot more intense in person than it's showing up on camera for some reason. I'm just like blending it now with no product on there. No additional product on there. If I sit back, you can kind of see. See, it just gives you like that natural flush look. Okay, and now for highlights. I haven't used this in a while, so I want to use it today. So I'm going to use my e.l.f. highlighting brush, and I'm going to use the palette that I've been holding in my hand, and it is the e.l.f. Illuminating palette. And I'm going to use this first shade, which I've hit pan on, of course. It's just a like white shimmery shade, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just going to have to go on the sides of this and try to get it on there. It's going to be kind of difficult. But see, it's just like you could probably use a white eyeshadow. Yeah, I'm just going in the sides. And this is one of those highlights that's very natural. You do have to build it up on the nose. It's white, but it has like a golden undertone also. And I like to highlight the tip of my nose and right here. That way, it kind of makes my nose look a little bit more straight than it is if I highlight these areas. Because if I take it down the nose, it highlights that little bump I have right there, which I hate. But if I contour my nose is already so narrow, it looks like really, it just looks small. I don't like contouring my nose, so I did just highlight it there and there, basically. For the top of my lip, to highlight my cupid's bow, I like to wipe off this brush. No, I like to use a little brush. This is a Glamour Dolls brush. This is also from Ipsy. And it's just a little fluffy brush. You can use anything, really. Now I get the highlight on there. And then just highlight the cupid's bow. Nice and good. Okay. Now that that's done, I've lost some of my highlight due to concealer. So I'm going to put some of this also in the inner corner with this little brush. So I'm going to use my Eco Tools definer brush. It's like this. It comes with another brush on the other end. And I'm going to take the shade that we put in the outer corner, this dark shade. It's actually called the crease shade in the palette. And just put that all on the lower lash line. Just to add something there. Okay, so I'm just going to use my Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow Kit in Ash Brown. And I use the little brush that comes in it because I don't know, I just like it. It applies more color. And I take the middle shade like so. And either tap it or blow it off. And then I didn't brush my brows up, so I need to do that first. So I'm taking this e.l.f. brow pencil. I'm just brushing those hairs up. I just plucked the stray hairs and one of them has already grown back. Okay, and then I always go in and set it with setting spray before I do my lips. That's just how I am. So I'm going to use my Wet n Wild Natural Finish setting spray. Let's spray. Then I fan it a little, and then what I like to do now is I take my sponge, but instead of pressing hard, I just very lightly, barely tap, just to make sure there's no, like, droplets. And I like to go everywhere there's not highlighter and bronzer and stuff first. I mean, other than my nose, I guess. And then I go under my eyes, and then that's when I go and I tap on that bronzer and highlight. Very lightly, like I can barely feel the sponge on my skin. Just very, and then down here I just rub it down. Okay, and then all we need is some kind of lip product. And what I've been loving lately is, it's the Maybelline Baby Lips, Original Baby Lips, in Pink Punch. Yes, that's it. So it's the pink one, and it's just a lip balm. So it moisturizes, but it also adds a little bit of color, as you can see. Oh, and it smells fruity. It smells really good. Yep, I like the color it adds. It's pretty. So, bam. If you guys enjoyed this video, then give it a thumbs up. I'm sorry about how long it was, but you can definitely turn this into a 10-minute makeup look. It does not have to be as long as I made it. Like I said, just rambling and all that will make it take longer. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed it, and if you did, then don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!